my boss, Mr. Andrew Lee, our branch managers, agency heads, head of department or marketing officers, and our fellow business partners. Thank you everyone for attending this session. For those who log in much earlier, thank you very much for your patience, and thank you very much for your tardiness. I hope all of you are in good health and had a good kickstart breakfast earlier. I hope all of you are all set and ready for another round of an exciting and interesting knowledge sharing session. I trust by now you are already familiar with the house rules, and I believe you are I believe that you know the do's and the don'ts, and I'm not gonna mention anything on that. However, I just want to highlight two things. One is please make sure that your mic is always on mute. The reason why I have not disabled your microphone function is because along the way we might want to get feedback and answers from you, so we prefer for you to unmute yourself and give an answer. Uh, all right. So please do acknowledge the trainer and give feedback and respond as and when the trainer requests for your response. The sessions will be an interactive session as the trainer will throw a few case studies along the way. So please do respond to him when he asks for your feedback. Do ask questions if you are uncertain or unclear of certain things. But please keep your questions confined to the topic of discussion today. Anything that is outside of today's scope, we will take it offline. All right. So before I would like to welcome our trainer, I would like to invite my boss, Mr. Andrew Lee, to give a few opening speech and address. Over to you, boss.
Thank you, Fatah. And once again, good morning to all our value business partner, Mr. Peter Wong, Fatah, and everyone. Thank you, Fatah, for organizing this training session. I know it was postponed because I think we have a lot of challenges along the way, and it was postponed to today. So I believe that everyone had a good breakfast to start the day and have a great week ahead. Okay, so I think today is Monday, and I believe that it's going to be a productive week for every one of us. Okay, so what we have today, we have arranged for you is that we have our Mr. Peter Wong sharing with us his marketing experience over the years, and I hope that it can help you to improve your marketing skills, and maybe to some, it is a good revision of your marketing skill. I think nowadays the business environment is very challenging. So it is what I mean. It is good for us to once a while to revisit what are the strategies and how to implement them. Maybe along the line we do miss something because we take things for granted. So I think this is a session that we just remind ourselves that, oh, I didn't realize this, but I think I'm going to try this and see how it goes when I implement this strategy. So I hope that you can, by doing so, you can improve your production and as well as your income. So please enjoy the training and have fun, and please make yourself available to ask questions. Be proactive rather than just silence yourself there. Ask questions so that it will enlighten you, and at least you will get the knowledge, and you will understand better. So like I said, enjoy the training and have fun. So over to you, Fatah and Mr. Peter Wong. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you, boss. Thank you very
Mm,
much.
mm,
So a quick introduction of our trainer for today. Um, I believe he might be a stranger to some of you, but I believe he is also well known to most of us. For those who have actually attended Mr. Peter's training, I trust that you know him. However, still for those who are new to him, to Mr. Peter, let me just quickly introduce Mr. Peter. Mr. Peter has been actively involved in the insurance industry for more than 40 years. He accumulated extensive technical knowledge as well as practical experience in all spectrum of insurance key portfolios since 2007. Mr. Peter have actively conducting training to MII and general insurance companies, brokers, banks, and Takaful operators, as well as Takaful operators. So Mr. Peter is a senior associate member of the Malaysian Insurance Institute and a senior associate of the Australians and New Zealand Institute of Insurance and Finance. Without further ado, I would like to welcome our trainer for today, Mr. Peter. So over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Fatah, for the kind introduction. And thank you, Mr. Andrew, together with Fatah. Actually, this session is not only from my experience. I actually pick up a lot of input and feedback from both Mr. Andrew and Fatah. So you can be assured that this session is going to be very impactful. Although it's supposed to be marketing skills and tips, but inside there, we actually build a lot of case studies where you will pick up a lot of technical points. So, okay, just relax and sit back and just jot down some important points here and there. You don't have to copy down word by word because at the end of the session, this training material will be made available to you. Okay, so you just focus on what I'm going to explain and try to digest it so that you benefit apart from just earning the CPD points. Okay, welcome. Sharpen your marketing skills and techniques. I think this is very, very important. As Mr. Andrew say, today the insurance market is very, very competitive. It's like actually in the battlefield. It's a survival of the fittest, right? Let me help you to go along. Okay, this will be a 3-hour session. We are going to go through how to analyze your portfolio. And it's some case studies and discussions. By the way, is my slide clear enough to all of you?
Yes.
Is my voice loud enough?
Yes.
Okay, good. So how to maximize profits. And we are also talking about how to grow your various classes of business. And of course, I'm always emphasizing on adding value. Adding value, when you can add value to your clients will actually benefit by taking insurance through you, right? And I will share with you these are marketing and selling skills and some tips. And also the other one is the very important to you is presentation skills, which I will share some of the important points so that you are able to convince your clients better, because sometimes you may know a lot but you are not able to present it nicely. So today I'm going to give you some tips how to make your presentation effective, and of course even to overcome your nervousness without taking pills. Okay, why do you agents sell insurance? Of course, I think it's understood is to earn more commissions as much as possible. Am I right? And some of you may need to depends on the commission to support your lifestyle, or even some to educate, to finance your children to have education overseas, right? Of course, some of you I know actually maybe it's just taking it as a pastime, and then you can relax lah. Okay, what is the objectives of today's session? Is to help you to market general insurance effectively. Of course, everybody can market, but whether are you able to market effectively or not is a different thing. How to grow your business by adding value to your customers to achieve sizable profitable portfolio, so resulting in not only win-win but win-win-win situations. Why I say win-win-win? Because your customers are going to be happy, your principals are going to be happy, and of course you are going to be happy. So it's win-win-win situation. What makes a professional trustworthy agent? Okay, to be a professional, not only professional, but also trustworthy agent, first you need to be equipped technically. All right, you need to be equipped technically, and you must know what you're selling. And you also think in terms of your customers' interest. Very important. Very often, agents will just think, okay, if I sell this product, the premium is very high, therefore my commission also high. No, I think that's a wrong direction. Of course, that could be your ultimate aim, but we must not forget what you sell. Is it what is needed by your customer? Right? Most important, always think in terms of them. Just like they say, okay, if you are having maybe a restaurant, yes, you must be thinking what you want to sell, but is it something good and something affordable to your customer? You know, so sometimes the food could be very good, but it's so pricey that it's beyond the reach of many people. You must be prepared to serve even on weekends. That will make you professional and trustworthy. And of course, under promise, over deliver. Very often we do it the other way around. We over promise and under deliver. So if you promise somebody that you deliver the policy within 1 week, then if you can deliver it within 4 or 5 days, that is good. You under promise, you over deliver, but not the other way around. You say, okay, I'll deliver the policy tomorrow, but which you can't. You take 5 days to deliver, then you break your promise, which is no good. You follow what I mean?
Yes.
Okay. Analyzing your portfolio. When I say your portfolio, that means you go through your client list. Assuming, let's say you have 100 clients. Okay, you find out what are the classes which are not profitable. You analyze them. Okay, and then you should focus on where to follow up and when to follow up and go through with your clients. Don't just go through yourself. Have you analyzed, you discuss with the client, all right? So that your client would be able to help you to overcome whatever situation that is shortcoming. Okay, let's have a first case study. Let's say your clients, the loss ratio is 200%. That means it's not profitable. But you realize that from this client, you only have a BMW and Mercedes insured through you. That's all. But it's losing money. So what are you going to do? What would you do? Okay, now I think any one of you, you can unmute yourself and give your suggestion and feedback. Hello. Don't feel shy. They say this is a session. You imagine this is as though we are in a classroom. So now if I look at you face to face and ask you a question, would you just stare at me and keep quiet?
No.
Okay, so what would you do?
Good morning, Mr. Peter.
Good morning.
I try.
Yes. Yes.
I'm Esther.
Yes,
Okay,
Esther.
I will discuss with my clients to propose to him or her to give me all the general business because this is the losing. If not, the company will not accept your renewal.
Good, good. Thank you for their feedback. How about others? Any others?
Somebody type here in the chat room to cross sell.
Okay, cross-sell. I suggest you don't type in the chat room because I'm focusing on this slide, so I won't read it, you see. So it's better since you are not muted. Why not you just you asked it through the vocal through the voice, then I can answer you immediately. Okay, what was in the chat box? You said a cross-sell, is it?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, yes. Cross-sell is also the is also the solution. Yes, a cross-sell. Okay, you see that if your client is having a BMW and Mercedes, which I don't have, definitely this chap is not a poor man. Am I right? Not everybody is having a BMW and Mercedes. Certainly, he is a highly professional, or he's a big tauke to be able to own a Mercedes and BMW. That means he would have a lot of non-motor. Correct not? So what you do is just politely to tell him, hey, my dear friend, you have insured BMW and Mercedes with us, which is good, but we find that your loss ratio is 200%. So could you be kind enough to help us to improve your portfolio by shifting your non-motor business to us? Then you become more balanced. Okay. Okay, good. So that, of course, you see the wrong thing. You say, just the moment you see loss ratio 200% on renewal, you say, oh, sorry, we do not invite your renewal for BMW and Mercedes. Then you are chopping on the wrong tree, which is eventually going to give you fruits. Okay. What you should do, case study, find out what other non-motor properties this customer has. He may have a bungalow, he may have factory, office, restaurant, supermarket, even hotel. All right. Then what you can do is you can offer free review. You see, this free review, the word free is very powerful. When you say free review, that means there's no obligation. Your client don't have to worry. When I see any, say, advertisement on a free training, I always log in because free, ma. So after I go in, of course, finally, of course, nothing is free lah. The trainer eventually, after giving you a 1 hour free preview, they say, okay, those who are interested to learn more, now please register, and he will charge you maybe 1 day for 1,000. That's way. If I find it interesting, I'll join it. Not interesting, I'll just skip from there. So what your client, if you tell your client you are going to give free review, I think your client has no worry. He said, okay, these are my non-motor policies currently insured with another company. You have a look. So free review, now you are giving a chance to review your client's non-motor policies, but that is only useful to you if you're able to analyze and to say, oh, I think your sum insured is not adequate, and this is a gaps in coverage, you know, and oh, here, this part, I think you're wasting your customer premium. And then you recommend the improved version. If you can do that, I'm sure your client would say, oh, I think you are better agent, you're more competent. Yeah, why not? On renewal, you take over the non-motor. You get what I mean? Hello?
Yes, yes.
So you see, this is very practical. And that is provided you are able to add value. That's why I'm always talking about adding value. But assuming if they give you a stack of policies, fire, burglary, and burglary, public liability, housing, you look at it, okay, I think it's quite okay. So it's quite okay. You can't recommend any improvement. Why should your client go and take the trouble to insure through you and have to fill up the new proposal form and housing? Extra work? True or not? No value. But if you can convince your client that by going through you, you are going to add in so many to improve your shortcomings and to save even your wastage of premium. I will explain what is meant by wastage of premium and where is what I meant by gaps. And then your client will actually benefit out of your recommendation. All right. So that's why for you to be able to be in that position, this session is going to help you a lot. You'll pick up a lot of those things which will enable you to make that recommendation on the improved version. Okay. So that is our case study number 1. Why customers don't pass all the business to you? These are some of the reasons. Maybe your service is not satisfactory. You're not prepared to serve even on weekends. You only Monday to Friday Saturday, Sunday, you are beyond reach. Maybe that is the reason. Or you are not adequately equipped. Everything I ask you, I tak tahu. You are acting like a postman, postwoman. That could be also a reason. Maybe because you can't add value. So your customer do not benefit out of passing business to you. That could be the reason why they don't pass all to you. Do you agree with me? Hello?
Yep.
Yeah. Good. Okay, your success is proportional to your service. So you may find that, hey, how come you have been as an insurance agent for 20 years, but then now you find that there's an agent who has been in the selling insurance only for 5 years. How come he seems to be doing better than you? He's driving a bigger car, staying in a bigger house, having a bigger wife. How come? So it may be that your service is inadequate. Are you prepared to attend to your clients' needs after normal office hours? Important, right? Are you prepared to work during normal working hours? Are you prepared to be with your client when they need you most, when they have claims? This is important. You see, the problem is that when your client is having a claim, even say a motor accident claim, the first person to look for your client is the agent. Am I right now? You call up the agent. Okay, my car now made an accident. Maybe I need to go to a police station and make a police report. My car now cannot move. So, agent, you are required to help. So here, of course, by helping your client on these claims things, unfortunately, the insurance company do not pay you any commission. But don't be calculative. You see, if when your client needs you most, when they meet a claim, even over the weekend, you sacrifice a bit of your time and you go and help your clients out, I tell you, it will not go in vain. Your client will not forget you for the good deed. Your client will introduce to in-law, brothers, sisters, or saying, say, you're the best agent in town. You get more customers. So you're rewarded in that manner. Of course, in this particular case, you may, okay, fetch your client, go to make a police report, and maybe even to get a claim form to get completed. You don't get a cent for that. Doesn't matter. Don't be calculated. That is part of your business. All right. You follow through the claims, although you are not there to approve the claim, but you need to follow through the claims to make sure that the claim form is properly submitted, and then the insurance company finally settle it promptly and fairly. I tell you, your client will be very happy with your service. Next time, anything about insurance, including their relatives or what insurance they are recommended to you. So that's why you must be able to add value. Are you able to add value? You can add value, you'll be successful. So the agent who has only 5 years in the industry, although you are 20 years, but he seems to be doing better than you, he is more successful. Most likely, he can add value better than you. Do you agree? Hello?
Yes,
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. You read what you saw, huh? This is a successful success story, huh? Okay, size does matters. If your total annual premium is 100,000, as compared to if it's 1 million, which is better? Obviously, 1 million is better. Am I right? 1 million, you find that you have better commission, of course. And also, when you have a higher premium, you're likely to have higher, better profit commission. And even your acceptance authority, is it some companies, what they do is the underwriters, they even give, okay, if your premium is only 100,000, I give you only this authority. But your premium is 10 times more, I give you better acceptance authority. So then you become, actually, you find that you are able to serve your client better instead of everything you need to refer. All right, so size does matters in insurance. Okay, case study number 2. Let's say your client has a supermarket. Your client has a supermarket and the sum insured has not been changed for the last 2 years. Why? Because of MCO. Business are not doing well. Therefore, the client just say, okay lah, renew lah, but sum insured unchanged. It's quite likely that you may have a client in this manner. But what are you going to do on renewal? Okay, now you may unmute yourself and offer your suggestion.
Make
Anyone?
an appointment to meet up with the client and review the sum insured first. So.
Very good. Yeah, Miss Chin, Emily Chin. Yeah, good. Yeah, what you suggested is correct. Since, okay, the client has not revised the sum insured for the past 2 years, so best is just invite your friend, okay, come maybe for a drink and then suggest to your client that there is a need to review the sum insured. Okay, so you must be able to explain in this manner. You must be able to advise your client about the importance of the adequacy of sum insured. Because to a layman, to a client, most likely to them, they do not know the importance. They may even ask you, okay, if I insured, say, 1 million, what is my premium? If I insure only 600,000, what is my premium? You know, so then of course a smaller sum insured, the premium is lower. They may think very smart. Oh, I think I insured 600,000 is okay. I pay less premium. So you must be able to explain to the client the importance of sum insured. When the claims department talk to you about underinsurance, they use the term average condition applied. So a lot of people are confused with what is meant by average condition. If you check the dictionary most likely will explain to you 1 plus 2 plus 3 equal to 6. What is the average? Divide by 3, average is 2. So this is likely to be the meaning the dictionary give you. But when the claims department talk to you about average condition, don't let him confuse you. It simply means you're underinsured. You get it? Hello?
Yep.
So how they would compute your losses when you come to average condition. So let's say, okay, sum insured, assuming that the correct sum insured, the reconstruction cost of your building ought to be, say, 1 million. 1 million. But you only insured 600,000. How many percent is that? How many percent? 600,000 out of 1 million. That is 60%. Am I right?
Yes.
So when you insure 60%, in insurance terms, you're said to be self-insured 40%. Okay? You're said to be self-insured 40%. Of course, if total loss is no issue. Total loss, let's say if total loss 600,000, the claims department just give a 6,000 check, there's no dispute because your sum insured 600,000, but your client will suffer. When you ask the contractor to reconstruct the building, the contractor say, I need 1 million. So your client suffer, but there's no dispute because you only insure 600,000. The dispute and disagreement come in when it comes to partial loss. Let's say if the loss only, let's say the kitchen only burned down. The loss the kitchen needs say 100,000 to repair. Would a claims department pay you 100,000?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
No, the claims department, you say you insure 60%, we pay you 60% of the loss. 60%, 100,000, you pay you only 60,000. You pay you 60,000. But the contractor say, I need 100,000 to repair. So for a layman, they don't understand that you are actually said to be self-insured 40%. That's why they say insurance jalang. Do you get what I mean? So you must be able to explain in this manner about the adequacy of sum insured, so that you can illustrate what is meant by the so-called average condition. When claims department tell you average condition apply, it simply means that you underinsured for stop. Right? And you must be able to explain in a simple terms, like example I've shown to you, to convince your client, it's important to have sufficient sum insured. Otherwise, now, yes, no claim, you may enjoy a bit of saving in the premium, but you come to claim, you suffer. Is my illustration clear to all of you? Hello?
Yes.
Anybody has anything you need to clarify or to explain?
Sir, how to determine adequacy of sum insured?
Very good. Very good. So how to determine adequacy of sum insured? Yes, that is a very valid question. You see, for you and I, we are not contractors. We don't know how much it costs to reconstruct the building. Okay, of course, one way is to ask your friendly contractor, say, okay, Mr. Contractor, in my this building totally burned out, how much it costs you to reconstruct for me? Of course, don't forget about your renovation, which you have spent the money, that you have to include it. But of course, the other way, I understand now, PM, you have this sum insured calculator. Okay, so you key into the PM calculator, which I believe you have access to that. If not, you check with your marketer or staff. They will tell you how to use the PM calculator. I hope the PM calculator is updated, because recently there's a lot of revision in pricing. I'm sure your ICI chart 2 years ago and now you go and buy it would be different pricing. Just same thing like our coffee. A cup of coffee in the coffee shop used to be 2 ringgit. Now suddenly become 2.20, 2.30. So I am not too sure your PM calculator has updated to build in the inflation rate or not. But otherwise, you can get the PM calculator to guide you. You key in, okay, your building is how many feet, the built-in how many feet by how many feet, and a 2-story construction, brick walls and tile roof. They would give you a sum insured recommended. Do I answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Good. So here you already learned about 2 case studies, all right? Why clients are focusing on pricing? Of course, we don't blame them. If we put ourselves into the shoes of the client, we are also now very cautious about spending money. True or not? Because when the economy is tough, everybody will just try to be more thrifty. You can't afford to waste money. Unlike even a good time, you go to a supermarket, just because of 50% sales, a lot of people, especially housewives, would be buying clothing bag after and not after bag. Although last year bought one suit in the wardrobe still unused, But now people tend to be focusing on pricing, because they don't know the effect of underinsurance. Underinsurance and the claims department, you say average condition they will apply. Of course, cheap premium means gaps lah. There's a saying, say cheap, something cheap is no good lah, correct not? Cheap, of course. Why is cheap? Because it's not comprehensive, a lot of gaps in coverage. Just like the nasi lemak model, which I'm going to explain to you. What do we expect to get from a 2 ringgit package of nasi lemak? The packet one, 2 ringgit one, what can you expect to get from there? And now maybe no more 2 ringgit. Now certain places is now it's 250 already. But again, what do you expect from a packet of nasi lemak? There's do something. Yes, you get a small slice of egg. There's some peanuts, ikan bilis, tibun, and nasi, and a bit of sambal. That's all you can expect. True or not? Do you agree?
Yes, agree.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, let me explain to you. I hope it doesn't make you more hungry, or you're taking your breakfast. The correct type is based on the add-on basis, which is actually now our fire policy is actually on this basis. You see, you have this basic, let's say, okay, ya bungkus nasi lemak, or you just a plain nasi lemak. This may cost you maybe 2 ringgit. Okay, 2 ringgit or 250, depends on where you buy lah. Let's say 2 ringgit. Of course, you notice that the hawker or the restaurant, they also have by the side there, you have prawns. Yes, you want to have tambah prawns, can. Prawns now is not cheap anyway. Maybe you say, okay, you want to tambah 2 prawns, fine. You can add on, you can have it. And maybe they'll tambah you another maybe 150. You want drumstick? Can, you can tambah. Again, maybe 150 or more. You want sotong? Can also. You can tambah. Maybe another 2 ringgit. So how much? 2, 4, 7 ringgit. You tambah all this thing now 7 ringgit. All in 7 ringgit. All right. But then you may ask me, why this restaurant or hawker, why they want to make it so complicated? Why not automatically you tambah everything? Why not you automatically tambah everything? Then, of course, you won't be able to sell you 2 ringgit. You have to sell you 7 ringgit. You know? You have to sell you 7 ringgit. But some people, they say, okay, I think my breakfast 2 ringgit is good enough. You are quite happy with that. And some people, because they're allergic to seafood, you go and automatically tambah in after the paying. You say, okay, these prawns I cannot eat. I'm allergic to seafood. And then you have to give away the prawns. Or even sotong. Some people are allergic to seafood. So therefore, best thing is to add on lah, just the fire insurance. The PM tariff just give you fire, lightning, and domestic explosion. That is only their basic cover, fire insurance. Then, of course, you can tambah lah. You think not enough. Your area subject to flood. Windstorm and flood, you can add in. Windstorm and flood. You can even tambah earthquake. Your building is high rise. You can maybe tambah impact damage if you are facing T-junction. Impact damage. So all these are the perils which I use the nasi lemak as the model to explain to you. I think you can easily understand. Why PM don't pack in all these things? Because if you're staying in the high ground, you say, I don't need flood cover. Why do you go and force me to pay the premium? Just like somebody say, I'm allergic to seafood. Why you force me to pay for the prawns and after which I can't enjoy? Do you see the point? Hello?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay, now I tell you the wrong way of selling. This is the pre-pack. Just like a fire policy, automatically they throw in all the perils for you. For house owner, it's okay, but not for fire. Can you imagine if somebody pre-pack for you? And of course, this is not going to be cheap. This may cost you maybe 50 ringgit. But then you find that not everybody can enjoy it. If the one who is allergic to seafood or have high cholesterol, sotong you cannot eat, prawns, all this cannot eat, crab cannot eat, You see, finally you're paying 50 ringgit for which 70% of it you can't even enjoy it. True or not? So don't prepack. You see, you prepack, and that's a wrong way to sell it. You have to, it's more ideally use it the add-on method. All right, you give them the basic. If people happy with the basic, let it be. But you want to tambah, yes, for those people who can enjoy, it's more appropriate. So you do not waste people money for which after paying, just because you back in and after that they cannot enjoy it. True or not? Yes, for the right person, if you are fit to eat, yes, you can tambah and you make sure that it's available. You don't just sell this one only. Okay. Okay. Now what? This is an example of what I mean by wasting premium. You see, if your client is having the fire insurance for which you have already included damage by falling tree, and if your client is only interested in bonsai and potted plant, bonsai and bougainvillea and a potted plant, there's no tree, the nearest coconut tree, which is outside, and that is 50 feet tall, let's say, 50 feet tall, and that is 200 feet away from your building. So even if this tree were to fall, it's only up to here. Correct? It's only up to here. It won't even scratch your building. So what for you ask this client to pay for damage by falling tree, for which is a tariff? Underwriter may laugh at you, but you still charge you because it's tariff. So therefore, if your client is having this peril, whose fault is that? This I call non-existing exposure. Whose fault? Whose fault is that if your client is having this in the policy when he doesn't need it?
Agent.
Agent. It's an agent. You never review the policy. You simply hand them in. Okay, all these are perils, whether you need or not. You see? So then that is a wrong way lah. Okay. So you see, this one is just like I compare to when you go to the clinic, you fall sick. The doctor would have to check and see whether you need this medication or not. Would the doctor just simply just give you, okay, Panadol 3 times a day after food, or they give you 4 or 5 types of medication inside, some of them for high blood pressure, some for diabetic? You don't need, yeah, because if you are not diabetic, correct not? You may be actually only diarrhea. So therefore, you need to analyze and see whether your client is exposed to the type of peril or not. For instance, damage a falling tree to another chap. If the building is surrounded by tall tree, then by all means, but not for everybody. You get what I mean? So whose fault is the agent? Because you never analyze and you just simply hand them. Agree or not?
Yes, agreed.
Okay. Okay, case study number 3. Who I tell you, just from the case study in Nava, I think if you let's say you attend my session through a MII, of course, these 3 hours, it may charge you maybe 500 ringgit. I think all my case study is already worth your money already. Okay, case study number 3. Okay, assuming you have 100 clients lah. Let's say you have at least 100 clients. Okay, 1 to 100. You have 100 customers. And you find that 70% of them, 1 up to 70, this one okay, make money. But 71 to 100, this one, this 30%, suffer losses. This 30% suffer losses. What are you going to do? Discussion. What would you do if you're an agent? Okay, you've gone through, sorry?
Review the policy.
Okay, review the policy. Yes, review. True. So you do not just, oh, this 30% lose money. Straight away, you drop them. Say, oh, sorry, on renewal, not invited. No, that is the wrong way. All right? Because sometimes they lose money. There are different reasons why they lose. And some of them can be salvaged. Yeah, what you say is correct. Review. Why your account is, why this 30% are making losses? Don't simply just chop them first. Of course, that is the easiest way, but it's the wrong way. Okay, fine. What you suggested is correct, to review why these 30% are losing money. Okay, case study. So before you drop them, if a client has high loss ratio, don't just drop him or her without analyzing. What you need is analyze what causes the losses. Okay, is it because not enough premium? Just the client give you only the BMW and Mercedes? Possible. Or the premium actually a lot. Premium substantial, but due to one single big loss. Let's say you are insuring, let's say even KL Hilton. You insure KL Hilton. Okay, say this year KL Hilton, the kitchen, there's a fire, and then there's a loss of maybe 300,000 repair. And then the premium is less than that. So are you going to say, oh, KL Hilton, sorry, renewal not invited? No, the next fire could be 50 years from now. You get me now? So sometimes the account, if the premium is substantial, but due to one single loss, just see how to tackle the loss. What was the loss due to? Was it due to short circuit or due to whatever thing? Then try to overcome that. But if it's mainly motor insurance, okay, then as a client, please bring in some non-motor to balance it. So you don't need to drop the client, but to encourage a client to give you some non-motor so that the account can become more balanced and profitable. Find out where are the non-motor business. Okay? So this is how you should approach it. All right, you analyze the loss, and then see your client, actually the loss ratio is belong to which group. Is it not enough premium, or because of one single loss, or because only motor come to you? So then you are able to offer a suggestion and recommendation to your client, so that to improve the loss ratio, just have a nice talk to your client over maybe a drink. Okay, do you agree, or somebody got a better idea?
Yes.
Agree?
Agree.
Okay, good. Agree. We move on.
Peter Wong,
Yes, please.
yeah. What if upon recommendation and proposal being submitted, upon renewal, the old case which have been suffering losses will still be subjected to renewal condition or extra condition, or maybe
of course.
maybe
Good. Very
rejected.
Good. Very good. Okay, of course it depends on the loss lah. Let's say because of one loss, and then depends on that loss. If that loss is something that can be rectified, for instance, if that loss maybe is a burglary lah, assuming that loss is because from the burglary claim. Okay, burglary claim, and then now the underwriter has suggested that, okay, after analyzing, the burglary was lost because there was no burglar alarm. Let's say the first loss, no burglar alarm. Now the underwriter recommend to have burglar alarm. So I think that should be able to convince a client the important to have the installation of the burglar alarm. So with the burglar alarm installed, now the underwriter is prepared to accept it. Okay, no issue. Unless if the client refuse say other insurance company no need. Why you insist? Then if another company want to be so stupid, want to accept, then just too bad lah. So yes, of course the underwriter will still deal with the one which is having losses and make recommendation, and hopefully that recommendation is sensible and is practical, that your client is willing to accept it lah. Of course, those suffer losses would be still subject to underwriting consideration. Underwriters, you make recommendations so that to make it acceptable. Yes, what you say is correct. Of course, even you bring in some other business, but what about the one with the loss? The underwriter is still going to deal with it, make some recommendation. True. Do I answer your question?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Good. Good.
I
That's why you
think,
see.
Mr. Peter,
Yeah.
sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt. I think
Yes.
when you have this sort of cases, I think in order to improve the premium from this client, maybe the agent could do further to identify what are the classes of business maybe this agent pass to another agent, and from there try to be a one-stop center for this client if you can, because I believe if it is only a motor car, what about the house, what about the PA, what about the health insurance? So I think try to gather more information from this client and see whether you can get the other classes of insurance from this client to improve your premium as well as to increase your income. I think we need to do that.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. Yeah. What Mr. Andrew mentioned is very, very correct. You see, this is from here, you find out where are the non-motor. If let's say the client is only giving you maybe mainly a motor, only a few non-motor, where are the other non-motor? So ask them to bring it over to you, and it's best is to have one-stop insurance supermarket. Just like you see, those days you have hardware shop. Hardware shop, you have only limited thing. Your customer come here, you can buy it. Okay, maybe some hardware tools and all thing. But you want to buy stationery, hardware shop cannot get. You want to buy food, cannot get. Now you go to the supermarket. Anything you want, stationery is there. You want computer is there. You want fruit is there. You want even nasi lemak is there. So that's why you see, supermarket is giving you 100% one stop. Even let's say the husband and the wife and the children, you can meet the need of the whole family. That's why supermarket is doing so well compared to say the sundry shop or hardware shop, because they have limited choices. So here, best is to encourage your client to bring everything to you. So your client also don't have to go and shop around for with the 2-3 insurance company. You see, everything going to you. And when everything going to you, I'm sure the underwriter should be also sensible enough to give a better deal, and the rating also should be competitive, because your underwriter should also welcome that all the business are with generally, for instance. Then an underwriter would also, since say, okay, this client is supporting 100% on a company, I'm sure he would view it more objectively, and even the quotation, some of those are non-tariff, the pricing would be cheaper. You see, you notice if somebody will come to you with a fire and all the other classes, you find that the PL cover, all things, sometimes they are dirt cheap. Yeah. But if you just bring a PL cover alone to the insurance company, the insurance company will either say, oh, sorry, PL alone we don't accept, or even accept, the pricing will be sky high. But if you bring together in a group, let's say you have a SMI. Okay, SMI, of course, you have fire, burglary, money, public liability, everything. So you bring everything to one single company. Then one-stop insurance supermarket, all right? Then your client would have better deal. And then that would be able to help you to have the whole portfolio become more balanced and profitable. Yeah, that is a good suggestion. Okay, others? Happy with the solution? Okay, you're happy, we move on, huh? How to maximize your income so that you have a win-win-win situation. If your portfolio is profitable, you have high profit commission, you are happy. And your clients are happy because you offer good service. And your principals are also happy because your account is profitable and sizable. I tell you, underwriters, you also be more accommodative. Whatever you bring in is more likely to accept it because your account profitable and big And I tell you, the CEO also you play golf with you more often. Right? Okay. Be equipped to add value. Okay. This is, okay, the case study number 4. I'll teach you how to equip to add value. Right. So let's say you manage to convince your client to switch all the insurance to you now on renewal. Let's say, okay, last year they have only the BMW and Mercedes with you, and now you manage to convince your client to switch all the insurance, the non-motor, to you on renewal. Okay, now what you need to do? What you need to do? You need to review the policies. Am I right? Okay, they agree to give to you, but provided you can review and you can improve the coverage and the terms and conditions, then your client only will agree to switch on to you. Because otherwise, if you just bring to you, but everything being just renew on the same term as before, there's no improvement. Why would your client want to sign new proposal form and do extra work and for which there's no improvement? So you need to review. You need to ensure there's no gaps in coverage and no wastage in premium. Okay. Okay, so for fire insurance, what are things you can do? Ensure there's no gap in coverage. Gaps means, let's say, okay, assuming, let's say the fire policy currently, you have fire extended to cover windstorm, flood, even earthquake, even impact, aircraft damage, but may still be a gaps, What about subsidence? Subsidence and landslip. And landslip. What is meant by subsidence and landslip? So that is a coverage. Let me explain to you what is. So if this policy currently with all the perils but without subsidence and landslip, so there is a gaps. Let me explain to you what is meant by the gap. Okay. Let's say, okay, if let's say this is a highway, this is a main road, main road, and then here it used to be oil palm plantation. Used to be oil palm plantation. Oil palm plantation, no. Oil palm, certain area, actually they are low-lying. Low-lying, and you come to raining season, it could be flooded. But this contractor realized, developer realized that, hey, this is near the main road. Here you develop shop houses or what, show laku one. So he'll go and buy over this oil palm plantation, but it was low-lying. So what they did was, the developer, the contractor will fill up many lorries of earth and sand so that it's okay, now level up. And even do some piling. And then let's say, okay, now go and construct a row of shop houses here. Show laku one, near the highway, near the main road. But don't forget, before is somebody asking a question or is forget to unmute? Okay, all right. Okay, assuming let's say now this is now the road, the ground was filled up, raised up, and then now no more flood. But don't forget, before the thing, this was fill up land or even ex-mining land. They say fill up land. After some time, you'll find that this will start sinking. Because you see, sometimes maybe the underneath you have this maybe Milo tin can, you have empty boxes. So the thing was not properly done. So the sinking of the earth is called subsidence. Subsidence. It's called subsidence. Subsidence. Sometimes certain part of the road also, you see how come this part, the whole thing sink down. There's subsidence. Then the other one, if the building is on the hill slope. Building on a hill slope. Very nice. Very nice. You have a very nice view. But sometimes this piece of land decides to slide down. So your building, instead of standing here, now is sleeping here. Like the Highland Tower. So, okay, this is subsidence and this is landslip. You don't buy just subsidence alone. You don't buy landslip alone. These two is in one clause. Subsidence and landslip. This is in one single clause. Okay. If you buy this one, let's say if your client's area is subject to subsidence, sinking of the earth, because it was a fill up land. So, and also if the building is on a hill slope. So either one of this one, you just buy in the subsidence and landslip. You take care of that. So there is no gap. No gap in coverage. No gap in coverage. Okay. You see this Bukit Antara Bangsa. It used to be the bungalow was damaged by subsidence and landslip. So if you have only fire, lightning, windstorm, earthquake, you won't get a single cent compensation, except that you have subsidence and landslip cover. Then you close the gap. Do you understand my explanation? Hello?
Yes.
Quite clear, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Then how about the wastage in premium? I already explained, like damage in falling tree. Your client only have this bonsai and potted plant. There's no tree, and then that is wastage of premium. Okay. Check the adequacy of sum insured and explain the average condition. So this is how you can add value on the fire insurance cover. Got it? Okay. And what is sometimes the claims, why claims are rejected for non-disclosure of material fact? What is a material fact? Material fact would be like construction of building if wrongly described. For instance, the building, if it's partly brick and partly timber. Okay, partly brick and partly timber. This will be classified as class 2 construction. All right. But if you fill up in the proposal form, you didn't mention about timber. So now it's rated as though that is entirely brick. Rated under class 1. Cheaper premium. That is a construction material is a material fact. Or another one is an occupation. If we say, okay, work maybe as a store. But actually, instead of storage, it's also now being used as maybe a factory. So that is, you are giving the wrong description. Okay, you are giving the wrong description. The premium has been undercharged. So that is non-disclosure of material fact. Or even there's a claim. There was a claim 2 years ago. And then the questionnaire is that, have you suffered any claim during the last 3 years? You put no. So that is non-disclosure of material fact. And that sometimes can result in your claim being rejected. Okay. And it's also good to know some clauses. At the end of session, I'll also show you some of the clauses which are very good, and some of them actually is a FOC. I'll show you some of them. Huh? Okay, then how about add value to public liability? Let's say you have a SMI. SMI could be, let's say you insured a shopping mall or supermarket or restaurant. Then there's a public liability. You must be able to recommend walk away risk of food poisoning. Walk away risk, let me illustrate to you. Okay. Okay, assuming let's say, okay, you have public liability. Let me illustrate to you in a screen, I think better. Okay, assuming let's say, okay, you buy from this supermarket. You buy from this supermarket. Okay, this supermarket, here now we are talking about northern region. Yeah, not northern region. So does it include Penang? Include Penang, am I right? Okay. So let's say you buy this supermarket. You buy a fridge, refrigerator. You buy a fridge, and this fridge is quite big. Of course, your car cannot put in. Let's say this supermarket is in say Penang Road. Along Penang Road, Penang Road. And you are going to ask the worker to bring it to your double-story building in, let's say, okay, in Ayatam. Okay, Ayatam. Okay, Ayatam, still in Penang, but in different routes. Let's say, okay, you have double-story building. You want the fridge to be up here, near the master bedroom. Okay, you want the fridge to be here. And let's say a double-story building, you don't have a lift, you have staircase. Okay, staircase, let me simplify. Of course, the actual one, you may be a zigzag. Let me just simplify it so that your staircase like that. So here, you know the supermarket, the workers, some of them foreign workers, Bangladesh or what, young people, plenty of energy, strong, energetic, rough, but sometimes untrained, not properly trained, not very user-friendly. So yes, okay, this fridge finally from supermarket brought in finally up to your double-story building where your master bedroom is. But in the process, you'll find that here, let's say in the hall, you have a piano. The piano also is dented in the process when they carry this up here. Okay. And then the staircase, you have a lighting. Okay, lighting or some lighting also damaged. And then the floor also scratched. Your wooden floor up there, scratched. So finally, yes, your fridge is up here. If this is your house, would you be happy? So thank you very much. Minum kopi before you go? I don't think so. You'll be very angry, am I right? First thing is you are going to complain to the supermarket management, saying that, yes, the fridge has been delivered to this the first floor of your double-story building, but in the process your piano is damaged, lighting damaged, the floor scratched. You are going to ask a supermarket to be responsible. Let's say this is a BL cover lah. Of course, the management, you submit a claim to the claims department. Would this claim be payable or not? My question. Under the standard public liability policy. Okay, your supermarket is in Penang Road. So of course the public liability is meant to cover if anything happened in this supermarket and within the compound. But now this is in IA time. Would this BL claim be entertained? Unmute yourself. Hello. Payable or not payable? Sorry?
I try if
Yeah.
if maybe act on to this work away risk clause in the public liability is covered.
Good. Good. But what about our normal standard PL cover without this clause?
No, it's not covered.
Correct. You see, so under the normal standard cover, standard PL cover, they will say, yes, we are responsible to any property damage that is within your supermarket, including maybe your compound within your car park, or you cause injury or damage your property. We are talking of only this one in Penang Road, along this supermarket, which is located in Penang Road. But now the accident happened in IA Tam, which is a different location altogether. Correct? So a standard BL policy will say, sorry, this claim we are not able to pay. But now, if you are able to, let's say you have attended my class and you have introduced a walk away risk to be added to a public liability policy. So now it reads, this policy extended to cover ensures legal liability as within defined accident arising out of an engagement, progress, or in the process of service in the course of the business within territorial limit in Malaysia, but away from the premises. This saved the day. You see a difference? So this claim, with this clause in, the claim settlement has no choice but to entertain the claim. You got it?
Is this a free?
Sorry?
Mr. Peter, is it a free or you have to pay premium?
Yes. The first thing, most important thing is they become covered lah. One is covered, one is not covered. That is the most important thing. But you're talking about premium sometimes when you have the public liability, and also when you have the whole group, fire, burglary, everything inside with the insurance company. This one, usually you see public liability premium, and underwriter usually just one lump sum, they will charge you a premium lah. Okay, what's the limit liability? 1 million. 1 million limit liability, and then they may charge maybe, and because need to be competitive, sometimes because they being non-tariff, you fight with the brokers and everything. So underwriter may just charge you, okay, this supermarket, maybe as little as maybe 500 ringgit, for example, with or without this clause. Is it? Of course, maybe even if they say with this clause, of course, if they actually break down, sometimes you just add in as a package. With or without this clause, actually not much of difference lah. Of course, there is consideration for this extra period lah. Technically, there should be a price for this one, but because of a competition, sometimes very often you find that it's very negligible, the premium that you build in. Do I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Very good. Okay. Now then we talk about burglary. Burglary insurance. Okay, now this burglary policy, let's have a look at the burglary clause. Let's say if you bring a electrical shop, let's say your client has an electrical shop, the fire, no issue. The underwriter more than happy to accept it. But the burglary, the underwriter may say, yeah, these electrical shops are very prone to break in. We can accept, but we need to introduce a burglar alarm clause. So you have to ensure that your client understand this clause. When you deliver the policy, make sure you explain this clause to your client. And better still is, let's say on the 7th of January, you deliver the policy. get your client to, you explain to her thing, why it's important, and get him or her even to initial here, to denote that you have explained, just to protect yourself. Okay, so here, what does this clause say? Wanted that burglar alarm system installed in the insured premises must be maintained at all times. All times, not only Saturday and Sunday, at all times, in good condition and efficient working order. And the system must be activated and operated whenever premises left unoccupied. Look at that. I put purple color. Compliance with the foregoing shall be condition precedent to liability of company. That means as long as your client do not comply with this one, your burglary policy is like a piece of waste paper. No good. Okay, so this make sure your client understand about this one. Let me give you one example of a claim which would be repudiated. Okay, assuming let's say, okay, the burglary policy 1st January to 31st December. And there is a burglar alarm warranty. Burglar alarm warranty apply. Let's say on the 1st of April, the alarm struck by lightning. Alarm struck by lightning. Gone. Not operative. And your client didn't do anything about it. Maybe you say, oh, puasa time busy lah, whenever when I'm free. So let's say on the 15th of April, 2 weeks later, there's a break-in. Pencuri break-in. Break in and cutted away 100,000 worth of electrical goods. 100K. Okay, gone. And your client, of course, submit a claim form together with a police report or saying, and the claims department, usually if a big claim like 100,000, you most likely get a services of a loss adjuster. The loss adjuster will go and investigate and see whether the claim is valid or not, and also to quantify the amount. So the claims, the loss adjuster would be so happy to discover that there is a breach in the burglar alarm warranty. 1st of April, alarm system already gone. And nothing done. Even on the 14th, when they break in, still nothing. The alarm system is still off. Not repaired, not replaced. So the loss adjuster will write a report to the claims department, having investigated the case. We discovered that your client has failed to comply with this part. The alarm system was damaged by lightning on the 1st of April, but until today, nothing has been repaired. And the break-in, if the alarm has been repaired, this 100,000 could have been prevented because the alarm will pupa, and then the pencuri will cabut. So in this case, because you did not repair or replace, even after the 14 days, nothing done on the alarm system. So the burglar alarm system had been breached. You remember the purple line I said, failing to comply with that, the claim will not be payable. So the claims department, having received the report, will just repeat and then reply to the claimant. Thank you for submission of claim and your police report and invoices. But unfortunately, upon investigation by our loss adjuster, he discovered that you have failed to comply with this part. Okay, must be maintained at all times. Efficient working order. So your client has failed to do this part. Therefore, we are unable to enter the claim. Just too bad. You can complain to PM, you can complain to Bank Negara, can take it to the court. It's unlikely able to help you. But of course, you as an agent, very often is that the client is ignorant about that. You put the burglary policy in a nice envelope and you pass to them, oh, this is your burglary policy. Your client will never read, even read also unable to understand. So it's your duty as an agent to make sure that you explain. And as I suggest, to protect yourself, when you deliver the policy, let's say on the 7th of January, get your client to initial on this clause, and then you take a photocopy, because after some time your client will say, oh no, you never explain. My dear friend, this is your initial and this is your date. No argument, to protect yourself. Are you clear about that? Hello?
Yep.
Yes.
Very important. Because it's a lot of agent. Untitled, you put in the clause, but the problem is the agent, 99% of them never explain to the client. The client never know the urgency that it need to be repaired or replaced immediately after the damage. I mean the alarm system damaged by windstorm. That one is nothing. It's not the fault of the client, but the fault of the client is he never replace it even after 14 days. Nothing is done because your client did not know the urgency and importance of this clause. He thought just, okay, now I got a burglary policy, any claim, I just submit a claim, I expect to pay. No. The claims department, you highlight this part to you. Compliance of the foregoing should be considered condition precedent to liability of company. You get capacing or anything or to fight also useless. Are you clear? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, some more. Okay, just okay. Now we have explained about public liability. How about money insurance? Money insurance is your duty as an agent to remind your client that cash in unattended vehicle is not covered. Caution your client. Because very often, let's say supermarket, okay, the accountant may, with a collection of 100,000, want to bank in the bank. A bank only 9:30 only open. And now it's 8 o'clock, not taken breakfast yet. So we'll conveniently go for breakfast, but the 100,000 is inside the car. Inside the car. Sorry, inside the car unattended is, let's say, broken in after your breakfast. It's not claimable. You have to caution your client about that. Don't keep money in the unattended vehicle, not covered. Right? Burger alarm, I already explained. Travel insurance, nowadays, most of them with a personal liability cover. And marine insurance, you know what is MCO, but do you know what is MOC? Marine open cover. Make sure if you are customer is a factory owner or supermarket, make sure you can explain why they need a marine open cover. So this is what I mean by adding value. Clear? So if you can add value like that, then your client will love it. You are actually giving a lot of value to benefit your client. All right. Okay, I think now we are 10:30. Shall we have a say a 10 minutes break?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Let's say now then can we make it say 10:40? Because some of you may need to attend some urgent call. 10:40 we'll fly off sharp with or without you.
Okay.
Okay, Right, good.
Thank you.
Recommend something, especially if let's say BI. Have you all been selling BI, which stand for business interruption, and sometimes is also known as consequential loss? So if you recommend this to your client, the chances is that your client may reject it, say I don't need. Okay, they are not aware of the need. of a BI. Why? Because they say, okay, my factory or my restaurant or supermarket already insured with fire. I have a fire insurance. So why do I need? If my building burned down, my stock burned down, or thing, I claim from my fire insurance, good enough. It's partly true. Yes, you can claim from the fire insurance, but what about the reduction in turnover? When your business, let's say, okay, if it's a major fire, let's say your supermarket or your factory or your restaurant, let's say could be closed down for maybe 9 months. These 9 months, you have no income. You have no income, but your standing charges, overheads, you continue. Serious. You see a lot of these industries after a major fire, even when you finally get a claim check, it closed down, cannot tahan. Okay, because they are not aware of the need of this one, and they are not aware the danger of without BI. Can you explain in layman language? This is a thing. A lot of people, they may attended a lot of sessions on BI, but they can only explain using all the jargons, especially if you learn it from the loss adjuster for free. They'll tell you how to compute the claim, how to settle the claim, but never teach you how to market it. All right? To market it, you need to use a layman language to explain to the client. Okay, you need to be equipped. All right, you equip, and then you can turn it into opportunities. Explain to the client why there is a need of BI. I show you. BI is a big untapped market. Let me show you next slide. You should recommend BI to every property owner, whether it's a factory, hotel, restaurant, supermarket. Look at the premium income. Premium for fire is about 68%. This is industry, 68%. And the business interruption, only miserable 4.6%. Can you imagine? Rightfully, every fire business, you need to have a BI. So the percentage should be quite close. So therefore, you notice that BI, there's a lot of opportunity. More so when a lot of agents dare not sell, you go and sell. Right? Don't go and just because like motor insurance, everybody is selling, you sell. Then you find that it becomes much more competitive. BI is less competitive, but not many people dare to sell. And if you can sell, then you have less competition. Okay, BI is big untapped market. Okay, you can sell BI. What you need is only 4-hour training is good enough. If you are trained by the right person. Okay, peace of mind. BI, business interruption, actually guarantee payment. Not only talk, only guarantee payment. And your BI policy is a legal document, stamp. If insurance company don't pay, you go to the court you ask to pay. Guarantee payment. For loss of gross profit, what is meant by gross profit is actually net profit plus your fixed overhead. Sometimes we call standing charges. So you are net profit is guaranteed, with or without fire. Even you, the next 9 months, you just every day go and play golf, doesn't matter. No sales, no income, but your claim check from the business interruption, you replace your financial position as though nothing has happened. Beautiful. Plus your increase in cost of working. After the fire, you may need to rent temporary premises. All these things are taken care of. So it's a really peace of mind. You see, why people scared of death? Don't know after die you go to hell or not. But if for those people who are religious people, they are so comfortable. They say, oh, never mind. If I die, I go to heaven. If you are sure you are going to heaven, actually Death is no more something fearful. Correct or not? Of course, you miss your loved ones here, but you know you are going to be at heaven and there will be no more pain and suffering. Okay? So now, if you know that your BI policy, you take care of your gross profit, then you're no more actually worried about fire. Even, of course, you don't go and purposely create fire lah. Should there be a fire, no problem. Your budgeted profit is all taken care of. Your working expenses, your overhead, all taken care of. It's guaranteed by your BI policy. I tell you, you can explain to layman language, your client will tell you, where's the proposal form? I want to sign it now. I never know. Nobody explained to me such a beautiful policy. Actually, BI is actually the most beautiful insurance. Actually, to be honest. But unfortunately, people don't know how to explain, and the customer don't know the importance and how the beauty of it. Okay, let me give you some tips on how to sell. You can use this one. I won't charge you as a copyright. Okay. Selling technique, how to sell business interruption. You can explain to your client. Now, if you have fire insurance, you are just like that. Fire insurance, yes, on top, very good. But would you go in this matter to attend dinner or function or wedding party? You need a nice dress to dress up. Correct or not? You need to be nicely dressed up. And this part is the business interruption. When you have business interruption, now you are complete. Fire, you are only here. Business interruption, now you are complete. Okay, for full protection. So otherwise, fire, you are exposed. In just simple illustration, this will make your client realize that you are having, yes, you have fire, but you are only protected like this manner. Would you want to go and expose yourself? Okay. Next one. Okay, you look at this one. Your turnover. Sometimes turnover is also known as sales lah. It's same thing. What is your sales or what is your turnover? Sales. Let's say, okay, of course, you have net profit. Different company, they set their percentage different, depends on how competitive they are. Let's say in this particular case example, let's say not net profit from the sales, net profit 25%. And then standing charges or overhead 35%. So these two combined together, we call gross profit. This gross profit is different from accountant. Their definition is different. So here, what does it mean that if the sales and if this model, the gross profit 60%, what is the rate of gross profit? 60%. That means every 100 ringgit of sales, 60 ringgit is the gross profit. And gross profit is making up net profit and your overhead. 60%. So from here, once you have this one, you can compute how much is the losses. Then the green color one, you don't have to worry. The green color portion is also known as uninsured working expenses or variable charges. You don't have to worry because if there's a fire, this part you disappear by yourself. Let's say your factory, you stop operation. Do you still buy raw material? No, you don't need to buy raw material. So this part, you disappeared by itself. You don't have to worry about it. You only concentrate about here. And that's why we are insuring only on gross profit. Okay. Let me give you one illustration on how to compute the losses. Assuming, let's say, okay, this is J is July, July, August, September, October. Assuming there's a fire, this one partial loss lah, not full loss. There's a fire in July. Of course, no sales lah, kosong. August, okay, pick up a bit, 500,000. All these are 100,000. I use small numbers so easy to see. September, let's say 1 million. October, 2 million. And then 2 million, assuming 2 million is your normal. That means you're back to normal of the preceding year. So here, let's see your fire affected for 3 months. July, August, September, October, back to normal. Then you look at the preceding year for the same period, how much? 8 million. This period, let's say no fire, 8 million. Now, because of the fire, your sales now become only 3.5. Therefore, from here, mathematically can tell you what is a reduction in turnover, 4.5 million. 4.5 million is based on the rate times the rate of inflation of 60%, the previous slide. Claims department, you simply give you a claim check for 2.7 million. 2.7 million. Use a calculator, check and see. 2.7 million. So these few months, you go and play golf, no sales, sales affected, but don't worry, the claim check from the BI claim check will replace you as though you have not suffered a loss. So this is how the losses are computed. Of course, I make it simplified lah. In actual, the situation, of course, the loss adjuster may have to spend maybe 2 weeks with the accounts department to go through all the figures. But in simplest term, to make you understand, this is how it works lah. Are you quite clear? Hello? Are you now able to explain in layman language?
Yep.
Quite simple, eh? It's not something that you can sell. If we can sell actually even a motor comprehensive cover, comprehensive means third party, include accidental, including theft. You know, so it's as simple as that. It's just that because you are so used to selling motor insurance, you close your eyes. Also now you can talk on the motor insurance. But actually, BI, business interruption, is actually as simple as that. You know. Okay, marketing technique now. Marketing technique, get out from your comfortable zone. You need to get out from your comfort zone. I know some of you have a nice aircon office, but if you just wait inside the office, you think customer come and look for you, say, I got a supermarket, want to insure you? No. You get out from your comfort zone. Go networking. Networking is a must, not an option. You need to go and mix around. You need to get to know people. Just like myself as a trainer, if I just lock myself inside my office, you think Mr. Andrew or Fatah will come and look for me? No. But of course, now they know me, they may look for me lah. But initially, I need to market myself. I need to, every year, I tell them, oh, 2023, what are the topics I have for training? I need to tell them what are the training topic I have. And then they go through, they say, oh, this topic, I think we are interested. But I must make the first move. I must to make myself known so that people know who is Peter Wong and where to look for Peter Wong. That you must do the networking. So clients don't look for you in the office except unprofitable one. Those are 35-year-old Proton Saka. They say, okay, you want to insure or not? That one got lah. So you must start with the inner circles. Who are the inner circles? Who are there? Okay. Okay. Do you know who are the inner circles? Inner circles are those people who already know you, who are there and can trust you. You start with this one. You see, inner circles are described like a swimming pool. When you start swimming, you go to the swimming pool. You'll polish up your skill. You don't straight go to the open sea, South China Sea. I tell you, it'll be breakfast for the sharks. Yeah, you don't go to South China Sea. You don't go to sea. You don't go to the sea first. You go swim in the pool. until you master them. So here, who are the inner circles where people, they know you, they trust you? You start with them first. Okay, inner circles. These are meant by inner circles. Your relatives, your brother, sister, in-law, outlaw, those people, they already know you. Your uncle, they know who is your father, they will know where you stay. These are people inner circle. Your friends, your schoolmates, colleagues, if you are working in the maybe a supermarket, your neighbors, the same taman, those people, they know you. If you are Christian, you attend the Sunday church every day, those people, they know you. You attend the temple, they know you. You Friday, you go to prayer, the mosque, they know you. So these are the people, you are not strangers to them. They know you. They know where you stay. They know who you are. And hopefully they can trust you. You should be trustworthy. So these are your first target before you go to the open sea. Okay, building trust by you. How to build trust? You see, you're selling a piece of paper. You're selling a piece of paper. You're not selling Samsung. You're selling Samsung. I don't need to know you. I know Samsung, what they can do. But if you're selling a piece of paper, I need to know you very well, because you are selling a piece of paper called insurance. But I must trust you first before I buy from you, because you can say anything. You come to claim, maybe the claim is not going to pay me. Okay? So you're selling a people. People don't know you, don't trust you. People don't trust you, don't buy insurance from you. Correct now? So the how to build trust. Would people trust you if you are drunk most of the time? Some people, you always talk rubbish one, drunk half the time. So how to trust you? Or some people, if those people who are like in KL, within 1 hour, you're already in Genting Highland. Every weekend, you're at the casino table. People can trust you or not. Don't know whether my premium I pay you. Instead of you submitting a company, you go and hand it to Uncle Lim Gotong or not. So, and also, you must keep your promise. When you say you are going to deliver the policy tomorrow, you better do it tonight. Otherwise, don't make that promise. Why not you give yourself more time? Say, I deliver the policy within 1 week. All right. A first impression is very, very important. First impression. Sometimes, let's say, assuming if those people whom you don't know that well, you just met this somebody and it's your acquaintance, you try to sell insurance to a friend, the first impression is very vital. Let's say you make an appointment at a Starbucks coffee shop. You tell your friend, hey, okay, why not we meet at say 9:30 Starbucks, and you are going to try to promote your insurance to your newly found friend. 9:30 a.m. suppose, and your friend being punctual, say 9:15, already there. 9:15 is already there, and you end up 9:45. You are late. So how long your friend waited for 30 minutes looking at the watch? Hey, where's the joker? 30 minutes, you're wasting your. So this punctuality we always overlook. Mr. Andrew is very, very punctual. If I make appointment with him, say 9 o'clock, I go there 9:15, he's already there. He most likely 9 o'clock, he's already there. He's very, very punctual. That's a good habit. But punctuality, it is especially Malaysians, we don't have a good habit of being punctual. Very good example is you attend a wedding dinner. The invitation card tell you 7:30 sharp. 7:30. Some maybe they even to alert you put in red color sharp. Bracket sharp. For experienced people, you know you sharp or no sharp, I go there 8:30, dinner serve, ngam ngam. Correct or not? Because we don't have the habit of being punctual. You go to Japan, you go to Switzerland, you attend all the classes until 9 o'clock. I tell you, sharp, 9 o'clock, you kick off. Even the bullet train, 9 o'clock sharp, you go off without whistle, without warning. Very punctual. But here, we don't have the habit. So you can give excuses, traffic jam. People don't know what to know, don't want to know the reason. Just you're late means you're late. People don't want to know excuses. You can give whatever excuses, people not interested. So punctuality is the first impression. Then people will discount you. Yeah, this chap, you tell you 10 things, you trust him 60%, you already over-trusted him. Then it's bad. So are you knowledgeable about insurance product? Are you equipped? So don't be a postman. Everything ask you, I tak tahu. Then how to buy insurance from you? Okay? Never break your promises. Don't overpromise, under-deliver. Always under-promise and over-deliver. Never promises that you can't keep. Right? Nobody will trust you if you break most of your promises. Important. Never break your promises. That is a way to build your trust. Communication skill. Miscommunication Miscommunication can be deadly. This is just a share joke. So one day, somebody said, hey, boss, having a lunch with a secretary. It's only lunch, The first version is actually having lunch. Boss having lunch with a secretary, nothing wrong. But finally, because of miscommunication, the last person who heard it said, hey, boss having affair with the secretary, which is distorted, not the actual version. Actual version only lunch. So can you imagine how dangerous if it's miscommunicated? Okay. Let me show you with one example how to ensure that the clients will get what they want. The clients, you'll be very frustrated if they don't get what they want. They ask you, say, okay, fire insurance to include subsidy and landslip. You say, okay, but finally, it comes with that without that cover. Okay, let me give you an example of how people can be frustrated over the daily life. Okay, assuming you go to a restaurant and your order is you want ikan bakar. You want ikan bakar. That is your order. And you also want ice cream. You want also ice cream. And you tell them precisely ice cream to come after food. You even specify after food. Okay. You even specify. But here the problem is that sometimes you see the foreign workers, they come and take order. They say, okay, but they may not understand what you're saying. And then subsequently, when these two order go to the kitchen, the one who is preparing the food, on one hand is ikan bakar. You say, okay, this one I need 20 minutes to prepare. Ice cream, straight away cook. Nah. So here, now, when the ice cream come to you first, this ice cream come to you first now. Ice cream come to you first on your table. Would you be very, very disappointed? You mentioned you want your ice cream after food as a dessert. Because somehow a taste bud, you must eat the spicy, the ikan bakar first, then followed by the ice cream, you enjoy it. But now the ice cream put on your table, you keep until the ikan bakar come, this will melt, you become ice water. Correct? And if you eat it, after that only you eat the ikan bakar, somehow that the difference in sequence, you don't enjoy it. And you will tell yourself, I don't think I want to come back to this restaurant anymore. Just because they never follow instruction. Never ensure to get what you want. Right? So you become very frustrated. Just because they, yes, you do receive finally the ikan bakar and the ice cream. But because of the wrong sequence, you don't enjoy it and you say, I don't want to come back to this restaurant anymore. You agree what I'm saying? Hello? Hello? Are you still around?
Yes, yes.
This is so important. So same thing also when you self-insurance to your client. When your client, especially something that is verbal, make sure you take down what your client want, what he doesn't want. Don't say, okay, okay, but finally the policy come without that cover, only to realize that it was missing when there's a claim. Then your client will be very disappointed. Okay, how to approach corporate client? Prospect. Prospect is, that means not your client yet, huh? Networking. You get out from the comfort zone, okay? You need networking. And where your market actually is everywhere, you will know how to find them. And you need to do cross-selling. Never stop selling on motor insurance, cross-selling. So what does it mean if somebody come to you with a BMW or Mercedes? Simply means this chap is a tauke. Either holding high position, plenty of money. Certainly he would have a factory or a supermarket or hotel or restaurant or bungalow. Go for the non-motor. All right. Go for the non-motor. And PA would be easier to sell. At least he himself, even he may have a PA cover, you can still sell. I show you why. Travel PA, medical insurance, all these are how you cross-sell. Okay, selling PA is very, very easy. Just give you an illustration on how to sell PA. Okay, batang kali. Okay, make use of news. Make use of news. Seeing is believing. Batang kali, I'm sure everybody, whether you're Northern region or you're Kuala Lumpur, I'm sure you know about the case, isn't it? Batang kali killed 30 people. And this is a campsite, you know. This is a campsite where you and I could be one day just say, okay, going there for camping or to have maybe some team building or what, and 30 people killed there just because of a landslide. Okay, MA370 until now, 227 people and 12 crew killed. Until now, no way to be found. And don't forget, this is a mass plane. You and I could be inside there. Okay? So you show these people to alert people, not to frighten people, but to be aware. Sometimes we think, oh, no lah, we work in the office, won't die one. No, don't be so sure. Correct? This one again, Sramban Highway. 13 people were killed. This one, how the express bus, you were actually, some of them, they were actually driving carefully on the left-hand side. Okay? From KL, want to go to Penang. And then the express bus here, the express bus crashed over and killed them. So even you are careful doesn't mean you won't die. Okay, look at that. Bukit Antara Bangsa. This one is KL. 4 people were killed, 15 others are injured. And this is a bungalow, not low-cost house. Bungalow. Can you imagine somebody having maybe watching TV or having a dinner at home can die? Where else cannot die? You see, this building just collapsed. Collapsed. The roof all collapsed. So this is due to landslide. Okay. If you have been to KL, you know where is KLCC, am I right? Two LRT trains collided head-on, injured more than 210 people, and 6 in critical condition. Look at that. Everybody, including you and I, could be inside here. So I'm showing you that every day accident happens. So sometimes we are actually in the hands of God. We don't know. Today, when you wake up, we think, okay, very nice Sunday morning, a very nice Monday morning. You don't know what is in place in the day. You know, so the safest thing is to have insurance. Okay, this again in Taiwan, this shopping mall, 46 people died, 41 people injured after fire broke out from a large commercial and residential building in Taiwan, Kaohsiung. This can happen in Taiwan, it can happen in Malaysia also. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's have a discussion. Imagine a sole breadwinner. What is a sole breadwinner? Sole is only. That means within the family, this chap is the only one who, maybe the abang, the only one who bring in income. So is only in the family. And he has just got a new house. And you, as usual, borrow 25 years bank loan. No mortgage redemption insurance. The wife is a homemaker, prepare food for the family, look after children. And 2 children studying overseas, no scholarship. And a young baby, 1 year old, just celebrated 1 year old birthday party. Until now, everything okay. Am I right? Everything okay, happy family. What happens, let's say he has a mango tree that he planted next to the house, and mango tree, okay, up there, and climb up, go and pluck, and fall down, and mati. Can you imagine a happy family here? Happy family suddenly now become how? Let's say he has no PA insurance, no life insurance. A happy family is now in deep trouble. Do you agree or not? Hello?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. The house, you see, bank are such. When you have been paying bank loan, just 2 installments you don't pay, you most likely get a lawyer letter saying if you do not pay within 7 days, your house will be up for leilong. House gone. Okay, and the wife most likely would have to quickly go and look for a job already, or to go and sell something. Children better come back, cannot study anymore. Say study supposed to be 3 years, now halfway, please come back and sell nasi lemak. Okay, children's education affected. The young baby now maybe have to give away for adoption. So the whole family is upside down. Just because you have no insurance. But if, can you imagine what happened if, of course, what happened after his death? I'm talking about those who are alive. To him, it's okay. He close the eye, either go to heaven or hell. Nothing more. I'm talking about those who are alive, the spouse and the member of family. See, if he has no PA insurance, deep trouble, the whole family upside down. But what if you have sold a PA cover insurance to the chap? You have done a great favor. All right? You have done it. With the PA cover doesn't mean won't die. He still die. You see, PA is not like a bullet proof shield that even a bullet go there, you bounce back. No, you still can die. Let's say you from the mango tree and if fall down, die, he still die. But the difference is that the PA claim, let's say if you have sold him a PA for 500,000, the PA claim 500,000 would really, okay, relieve the problem. Okay, the housing loans you can continue paying. Okay, the wife maybe not necessary to immediately look for another abang. The children can continue finish your education until come back. Young babies still can have omega milk powder, no need to give away for adoption. So you can still maintain everything intact just because of a PA claim. Okay, this is how you can demonstrate the importance of a PA insurance to your prospect. But some people just imagine nothing happen. No lah, okay one lah. We have abang working one, so every day with the gaji come in, we can support the family. Everything okay. But that is if everything goes on smoothly. But in life, you know there are ups and downs. Happen everyday accident. Accident can happen to anybody, including us. Okay, that's what from the news. If you want to sell insurance to this younger, you need to change your mindset. She most likely will tell you, I don't need insurance. I work in the office, only using the computer and calculator and phone. I don't need a BA insurance. Now you need to change your mindset. You say, hey, my dear friend, are you working 7 days in the office? Weekend, you need to balik kampung, correct or not? Balik kampung, you are careful, express bus or lorry bang into you. You need insurance. Don't say you don't need. That's how you change your mindset. You got it? Hello?
Yep.
Got it? All right, And you, even when you sell PA, just now this few slides, I'm talking about selling PA, which is the easiest. You need to mind your language. So never say if you die. Okay. What you should do is instead, you say, if a nasty accident should happen to you. Because people are pantang, you know. Early in the morning, you go and tell somebody, if you die, the Chinese will say, choi, 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 you get lost. I don't want to hear you. You curse me. Because people are pantang. But instead, you say, if a nasty accident should happen to you, the message is as good as you say, if you die. But avoid saying that. Don't use that. People don't like it. Say, if a nasty accident should happen to you, okay, he will get the same message, but he won't hear the word die. He won't get so offended. Because some people are very sensitive, very pantang. They say, early in the morning, you 7 early, 8 early, you curse me. You get lost. Don't hear. Got it? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. As an insurance agent, you have to behave like a medical doctor. You need to prescribe before you give them medication. Just like if you go to see a clinic, a medical doctor, the doctor is not going to give you Panadol the moment you open the door. You need to check maybe your heartbeat, your temperature, some up, so to open your mouth to see whether you got sore throat or not. Then to diagnose that to know, okay, your problem is due to dehydration or due to what? Or due to diarrhea. Then only give the proper prescription. Okay, you need to diagnose before you prescribe. Diagnose, find out what's wrong first before you give the medication. So same thing also, you need to find out the insurance needs of your client. Don't simply everybody fire insurance with or without the exposure for damage by falling tree, you throw in damage by falling tree. Subsidence landslip, even the floor on a flat ground also you ask, then you are wasting premium. Okay, soft skill for insurance sales. These are some of them. Communication. Make sure you fully understand the need of customers. Approaching insurance with positive attitude, right? And you need to have patience. The chances that you go approach even your prospect or your uncle or your neighbor, the first time maybe you're not so skillful. He'll tell you, I don't need insurance. But you don't give up. Okay, you need to have patience. Sometimes you may need to approach 3-4 times before you're successful. Persistent, don't give up so soon. All right? Understanding the insurance product. First, you must understand the insurance product. You must know what you are selling. solving the issue and solving issues and offering peace of mind like the BI cover. Okay, extra practical tips for general insurance agents. You need to get new leads. Why you need to have new leads? Because your friends and all saying after that you say, oh, all my inner circle off finished already. Okay, build strong relationship with existing clients and improve their retention, plus getting more referrals. Ask them for referrals. Okay, securing renewals. The clients, you see, the clients sometimes may change. Some of them maybe close shop or maybe they change their business. You need to check with them and see throughout the year, have regular contact with them. Don't just go there before renewal, and follow up a renewal reminders also to make sure that they are not accidentally lapsed. Managing changes in customer expectation. Clients become more price sensitive, especially after MCO. I tell you, people income are affected. People are more cautious. So meeting clients regularly, and especially when if there's a new product, now especially now generally now new company, and then your new products. So you find any new products, go and market it to them. Okay, you need to keep up with technology also. Just like now, everybody is online. See, now online become a new normal. No choice. See, luckily I pick up my online skill during the MCO. When MCO, hey, I saw even PM also explaining everything in your online. So luckily I go and pick up my skill. Then true enough, the insurance company like Fata say, oh, yes, we want to continue our training, but this time not classroom, but online, Facebook. These are online, virtual. Luckily, I pick up. Otherwise, you miss a boat. You see, you're not ready, sorry, then I give it to somebody else. So likewise, you need to improve your online skill to explain to your customer. Some of them you don't need to all the way from say Alostar to go to to Kulim to explain to somebody. Sometimes you can explain through the maybe through the online. Referrals are priceless. You see, ask current clients for referrals. Okay, when you have say a customer who is happy with you, they are prepared to recommend referrals to you. The uncle, the auntie, every customer knows somebody. Okay, let's say given your client may be the owner of a supermarket. Okay, in Penang. He may have a brother who is having a supermarket in Bukit Berdajang. Okay, he may have a sister who is having maybe a mini market in maybe Kulim, for instance. So when you see if a client they recommend, so that means they trusted you, and then it's easier. If a brother they do recommend to another brother, that means this brother, you will take it that the brother must be happy with the service only there to recommend, correct? So once if it's through recommendation, you'll find that at least the trust element is there. But if you, let's say without through the referrer, and then you simply go and knock the door, they don't know whether are you conman or not. Let's say okay, if Fata or Mr. Andrew were to introduce me to another company for training, I think they should be very comfortable. But of course they don't want lah. They don't want Peter Wong to also to train too many of their competitors. They rather just train generally will do. Better don't say too good about Peter Wong. Just joking lah. Okay. Okay. So you get a customer to recommend referrals, then that become good. Create referral, okay, program. Maybe offer incentive, invite clients for maybe for a special dinner if you're successful. And people trust recommendation from family and friends. Okay, here, now we come to the very important part, the art of convincing. Polish up your presentation skill. You see, a lot of people, actually, they know a lot, but they get nervous when it come to, it's somebody forgot to unmute. You're not asking a question, isn't it? Oh, somebody forgot to unmute.
我应该会 settle 这个9000多的。
Okay. You see, presentation skill is actually an art by itself. It's very, very important, especially when you want to market insurance. Sometimes I know some of you, face to face, you are very comfortable. You can talk for 3 hours. Who married, who divorced, who pregnant. Very easy. No need to think. But suddenly ask you to do a presentation. Let's say, okay, you approach maybe supermarket, and then the owner, they say, okay, why not tomorrow you go to my boardroom and do a presentation to my managers and 10 of them. Suddenly, sometimes you get nervous. Okay. You must know your product well. Then you're okay. Okay. You explain to them what are the major exclusions and warranties so that you need to add value. Why customers come to you? The customer come to you because you can add value. Gone are the days where purely on relationship, we just yum cha and then go to you. No, nowadays, your customers, they want to see what value can you add before they come to you. Okay, presentation skill. This one, I just give you some of the useful tips lah, huh? Okay. Okay, how to overcome nervousness without taking pills. Okay, being nervous is quite normal. So don't worry, if you are not a seasoned speaker, you are nervous if you are talking in front of 10 people, that's okay. If you are nervous, that is normal. Don't have to go and see a doctor, it's normal. But how to overcome is to practice, practice, and practice. You see, even the presentation which I do today, you think it's only the first time I do this one? No, I go through it. And of course, I also conducted it a few sessions before with generally. And I actually go through it even at night, let's say after dinner. I'll go through the slide. I'll see, okay, this slide, maybe here, maybe certain wording I want to change, certain wording maybe I want to do illustration or what. I practice and practice and practice. So until I look at one slide, I know what exactly I want to talk about this slide. You know? So you must know what you are presenting. Okay, and practice. Then you overcome your nervousness when you're sure. Why we are nervous is because sometimes you do presentation, you're scared that people ask you a question and you can't answer, you get nervous. True or not? You see, you can talk to this kindergarten, your nephew, nieces. You can simply bullshit through. You can say, okay, come, uncle teach you how to cook curry fish head, although you have never done. You just, okay, or first you go to the market, make sure you buy a fish head, make sure it's fresh. They also don't ask you how do you make sure that it's fresh. You just, okay, oh yeah. Then after you come back, you make sure you chuchi, make sure it's clean. And then before you put a pan, after you put in some maybe belacan, oh yaka. They cannot challenge you because They are kindergarten level. But if you try to explain to some of you who have been preparing curry fish head, first, you may ask question, okay, Peter, can you, how do you make sure that the fish head that you buy from the market is fresh? You're scared people ask and you don't know how to answer. You know, or then maybe you put belacan. Maybe that's wrong. Say, no, Peter, don't bullshit. People curry fish head, we put only chili and santan. We never put sambal. Never put belacan, for example. So, you see, sometimes it depends on what level of people. What level of people to make sure that the language you talk, make sure they can understand. Don't use the jargons. Make sure they can digest and understand what you're talking about. Okay. This is one of my actual sessions in a training in Kuala Lumpur in a Vistana Hotel. It's a big group. I was told it's 180 participants. This is a classroom type, about 180. You see here, you see a very big group, and behind here, some more you to see. And within here, some of them were ex-CEO of insurance company. Why ex-CEO? They're here because they are retired and now as an agent, so you need to attend CPT. So I just, as usual, I do my presentation. Do I look nervous? I don't think so. Never shiver. Okay, so is it so? Sometimes we talk to group. You need to be well prepared, and then you are steady. You are not scared. Okay, presentation skill. One of the things is, of course, I read some books from the gurus. One of the things is eye contact. When you do presentation, you don't put participant to sleep. You see, some people, they're actually so boring and they're really halfway, people, and they're very long-winded. People halfway actually go to sleep. So don't put participant to sleep. Make it interesting. Tell stories, some jokes, and make it fun. Okay, and finally, what you want the audience to take away and put into practice. You must know your audience and know their language. Avoid jargons. See, for instance, if you are talking about a layman, don't talk about, say, proximate cause material fact. They don't know what you're talking. Okay, first, you need to have good health. Very important. Good health. Make sure there's no cough, no flu, no loss of voice. So if my nephew, nieces, they're having cough or what, I say, please don't come near me. Okay, and sometimes when you cakap banyak, you have dry mouth. So make sure that you have a bottle of water, whether bottle or a cup of water, as I demonstrate here. Because sometimes you talk a lot, you need to wet your mouth. Okay, and sometimes you may need to even visit the toilet before you start. Because sometimes, let's say halfway, excuse me, let me go to the toilet, then be quite embarrassing. Am I right? So always do it before you start. Engage audience. People love to make their opinions heard. Ask the audience, what do you think? That's why you see, even virtual, it should be engaging, especially when you do presentation. Make sure that it's not only one way. I just talk, and then you fall asleep. No, make sure that you engage them. What do you think? That's why you see this session purposely Fata didn't mute yourself. You are able to unmute yourself and to respond. Invite questions. What do you think? Okay, welcome audience participation. Giving a speech. Don't read a speech. Are you still with me? I hope you are still with me. Hello?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, don't read a speech. Sometimes you find that TV, why sometimes you see certain ministers, they're actually reading a speech. Why? Let's say, okay, generally they have a ceremony and you invite one of the ministers to come and give a speech. And this minister never prepared the speech. The speech is written by Mr. Andrew, let's say, for instance. And then this minister just having a round of 18 hole, a golf, just have a quick bath and come. So he didn't prepare the speech. So he had to read the speech prepared by Mr. Andrew. So every sentence after reading, he look at you whether still around or not. Read another sentence, look at you. So that become very boring. Don't read a speech. A speech, it should be prepared, and maybe you have certain point form. Okay, some people they use a card. Okay, the first card, okay, I want to talk about this topic. So one glance at this top, just a heading, and then you remind you what to talk. Then you go to the next slide, okay, what you want to talk. But don't go and prepare 3 pages and read sentence by sentence. That is boring. My greatest challenge was personal experience at Carcosa Hotel. You know where's Carcosa Hotel? Where Queen Elizabeth stayed. That was my greatest challenge when during the merger, and I was tasked to give a speech. And who are my audience? Not agents. My audience were at Carcosa Hotel with the First Bank Negara senior managers, Newspedia, Star, NSD, Utusan, China Press, who are all with a camera ready to shoot. So, and also the directors of the 3 merger companies, all this with a jacket, very stern looking, very knowledgeable. Honestly, that was my greatest challenge. And that was some 20 years ago. And when I was not so used to public speaking, to be honest, that was a great challenge. And from this experience, now I am sharing with all of you what to prepare, how to prepare, and the do and don'ts, right? From my actual experience. Okay, be natural, sincere, and enthusiastic. Be natural. You don't have to pretend like you're Donald Trump. You know, don't have to talk with a saliva flying everywhere with 4-letter word. No need. Just be yourself. Be yourself. You know the apa nama. Sometimes you see certain ministers when they talk in the TV, every sentence apa nama. You know where the apa nama come from or not? Who started the apa nama? Hello. You can Tun M. You're right.
Tun M.
Tun M. You see, Tun M. He is actually very experienced speaker. You know why he used apa nama is when, let's say, can you imagine, let's say if he's being asked by the news media, hey, Tuna, how do you handle, say, Dato Anwar or Najib? Let's say very sensitive question. So he actually need to think a few seconds before you answer you. So when he say apa nama, he's actually buying time. If he just keep quiet, staring at the ceiling, think how to answer you, it look awful, Karina. So he is very smart. You say apa nama. So just like a smoker, if you ask a smoker a question and sensitive question, he will just pretend to take a puff. Not that he need more carbon dioxide, but he just take a puff. So that he's actually buying maybe 5 seconds time. So same thing also, Tun M with apa nama. He's actually buying 5 extra seconds before he answer you. All right. So don't just pretend just because when Tun M started with apa nama, some ministers just want to impress as though that he's also that experienced. I tell you, the more apa nama you talk, people laugh at you like a silly fool. Don't imitate. Correct. You want imitate, hey, how come he knows so much? Because he read a lot. That one you go and copy, okay. But don't just copy just like Donald Trump, 4-letter words, saliva flying everywhere. No need to talk like him. Talk, just be yourself. Do your homework. Share your personal experience. Your credential no need to be too long. People not interested to know. Don't go and tell 3 pages about yourself. No need, just a few, like what Mr. Fatah introduced, a few words. Good enough already. tell the truth. You don't lie. When you tell a lie, you need to tell many lies to cover up your lie. Correct or not? You tell the truth. But like what I told you at Carcosa Hotel, it was a truth. If you don't believe, you go and ask maybe your bosses. They'll tell you, yeah, true. I think there is not a lie, not a make-up story. So you don't make a make-up story, then you don't need to cover. It's a truth. Okay, use shorter words. Use shorter words. You don't need to go and use. You see, when you do a talk, it's not a place where for you to show your bombastic vocabulary. You don't have to. Of course, dictionary, you'll find that there are different words lah. You have things like extra. You also think like additional. I think extra is simple. You can understand. Even you say I shall start at 9 o'clock sharp or begin 9 o'clock sharp. I think you understand. I don't have to. Some people use commands. And then some people, what command you have? No, use simple as fast as possible. Try to use. Then you say try. I try to finish by 12 o'clock sharp. I don't have to say endeavor. What this wrong got endeavor, man? No need. So I've said more than 50 slides. You understand, is it? Why have to say in excess of? No. Use. I use this red marker. Simple. Don't have to say I utilize. You see, try to as far as possible use shorter words and everybody simple can understand. Don't try to show off your vocabulary and confuse everybody and people don't know what you're talking. True or not? No point people talking halfway got to go and use Google search and say, hey, what Peter is trying to say. No, then they defeat their purpose. It's not how much you have said, but how much people understood. Avoid jargons. Right? Eye contact, very important. You see, eye contact, making direct contact with individual time. You see, let me illustrate to you. Eye contact, especially in the classroom type. In the classroom, let's say, okay, you are here. You're here. And then you have people in front here. Okay, you have people here. You have people behind here, sometimes many rows. Eye contact is when you talk. Of course, some people you talk, you keep on looking at your own screen. You're staring at your own screen. It becomes very boring. So when I'm talking at classroom, classroom, I never sit down. I will stand up and I try to be near the people. So sometimes I look here, sometimes I look here, look here, look here. And sometimes I look to the back. So even people at the back, they know that I'm talking to him. So you won't feel boring and you will not be playing with the handphone. You see, I look here. So that is what it meant by eye contact. But assuming I keep on staying on my own TV screen or only looking at the front one or two people. So behind people, they feel lost. Peter only talking to the beautiful girl in front. I can play my Candy Crush. Eye contact. Eye contact means you just look here. 1, 2, 3, you move off. You don't stay 5 minutes. Suddenly, the face turn red, flash. Then that is for different purpose. You still look 1, 2, 3, and you move on. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, move to a next person, and including behind. Don't neglect them. That's what you meant by eye contact. Okay, standing up. Standing up is important because you see, when you stand up, you draw their attention. Okay, audience want to see you, whether handsome or not, apek or not, doesn't matter. People want to see you. Make sure that you are not blocked by the flip chart. I'm talking about classroom type, And even check the lighting. When it's too dark, it becomes too conducive to sleep. And it's too bright, it becomes too glaring, uncomfortable. So normally when I go to the classroom type, I'll go early and I'll set up to make sure, check the lighting, check the flip chart. Sometimes I'm giving only 3 pieces of paper. I say, no, I need 10 at least. Okay, this is the actual experience at Athens. You know where's Athens? Greece. One of the agency convention, I was asked to give a talk at Athens, fly many hours there. I was given a chair, not that I have no chair, but I choose to stand up. You see, when I stand up, people can see me. People can see me. You see? Whereas if I sit down here, especially in a big group, so sometimes people may not be able to see me. So stand up is a right. Even here, I don't want to stand behind here. I just come right in front of people. Of course, here there are many other tables. Okay, smile is important. How much it costs you to smile? FOC, am I right? But you look at this chap, Saddam Hussein. I tell you, look at the eyes like want to eat people. I don't think I feel comfortable to have teh tarik with him. You ask the wrong question. Hey, your country got nuclear bomb or not? Therefore, not happy. I tell you, the whole teh tarik pour you, maybe with a cup throw you. So stern looking. But how about here? This Bill Gates' daughter. Also got only 2 eyes, 1 nose, and 1 mouth, but so cheerful. See, I feel comfortable. If I talk to her 3 hours, I don't think I feel sleepy. Correct? So smile is important. Make audience feel good, comfortable, be confident. Everyone likes a confident, not arrogant speaker. Don't be so sombong, so stuck up. Even you know a lot, be humble. Smile. Okay, PowerPoint. And PowerPoint is a very useful instrument for presentation. But try to use bullet points. And sometimes use larger fonts to illustrate something. Okay, and try to avoid the contradicting. If your background is white, never use yellow. You look at that, you can't even read. Okay, and don't put too many lines into one slide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, change to go on next slide. Next slide. So this should be divided into 3 slides instead of 1. Now, after that, you explain somewhere. After you don't know, you may skip one line and you talk the other one. Then you may skip this line. Okay. So don't put too many lines into one slide. After not enough, put it bigger size, and then the others go to the next slide. Okay. Also need to be flexible. A good speaker is flexible. My true experience, once I was asked by one company to go to Port Dickson. And they told me, okay, Peter, your presentation is 30 minutes. Last minute, they say, okay, the CEO want to make some announcement. So your slide is now your timing only 15 minutes. That is also a problem now. Let's say if I prepared, so okay, 1 to 30 minutes. So if I halfway cut to 15, then got head, no tail. Correct not? Got head, no tail. Also no good. So I must be able to know, okay, some of the points are not so important. Skip. So that I got head and I got conclusion, everything nicely. Okay, good ending is important. Effective ending is powerful. Call for action, put into practice. Remind the main message, what is that you want them to take away. Okay, I want you to remember this one. Not look is lah, just the word is. What I mean by is. Be equipped, add value, service, be prepared to serve, and be trustworthy. So you remember the word is, that to remind you, you need to be, as an agent, you need to be equipped. You need to be equipped, know what you're selling. You need to add value. You must be prepared to serve and be trustworthy. Remember the word is to remind you. Okay, recap. Find out the insurance needs of your client. You diagnose. And then you add value, give the prescription, what medication. You know what you are selling. And BI is big untapped market. Request your principal to arrange for training. 4 hours is what you need. And recommend BI to all your customers. They will love you. They'll appreciate it. Okay. Okay. I've covered everything. Any questions? Now this is the time for you to ask questions before you close. Unmute yourself.
Mr. Peter,
Aye.
normally, what is the percentage of premium of BI to that of a fire insurance proposal?
Oh, very good
Roughly,
question.
roughly.
Okay, very good question. Actually, a lot of people, they may think, wow, BI being so good must be expensive. No, BI, the premium rate is exactly the fire rate. If you have only one premises, you have two premises, that is the average of these two premises. So BI rate is actually following the fire and perils rate. But of course, the premium would depend on your sum insured lah. So it just depends on the sum insured. And also a few factors is the indemnity period of indemnity to determine your sum insured. You know, so it's not say how many percent of your fire. No, it just simply if your client asks you, wow, the BI so good must be expensive. No, it's exactly the same fire and perils rate. Same thing. And the premium would be depending on your indemnity period and also of course, your longer indemnity period, some may be as long as say 24 months indemnity period, then your sum insured is bigger. Yeah, but the rate is exactly using the fire and perils rate. That's all. It's not much. Do I answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome. Okay, I hope you have learned something from these 3 hours. It's actually very impactful. I actually, especially the case studies, they are actually giving you a lot of value and knowledge. I hope you have learned something from me today. In this session, very beneficial to you.
Yes.
Yeah. Most important, of course, this one after learning is only book theory. You need to put into practice. You know, only then your income will be increased. Then your commission will be increased. Okay, most important thing is at the end of session, most important thing is what you can take away. What you can take away and put into practice. Otherwise, it's only book knowledge. Then 3 months later, I ask you, you say, oh, you would have forgotten. And the notes, which when subsequently you get, I would strongly recommend that you go through them many times, not only one time. Go through many times. But it's for your only private convention, private property. Don't go and share with your competitor. And then your competitor becomes smarter than you. Sometimes you need to be a bit selfish also.
Mr. Peter.
Yes.
How do I counter? Because I always face this kind of problem. People getting quotation and then declining or rejecting our proposal, especially the motor insurance.
Motor insurance.
A lot of people, they ask for the premium, and then after that, trying a few companies, all rejected because of the amount to be paid.
Reject.
They are comparing.
Reject by the client. You're talking about your client reject, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That's why you see motor is very, very competitive. And everybody now, the younger generation, they're IT savvy. They actually do not need an agent. They can just go and compare a few companies, get the best quote, and get 10% discount. By insurance company, they don't actually need an agent. That's why you see now, Fata and Mr. Andrew has arranged this one is more to grow your non-motor business, not to grow your motor. Motor, you don't need to grow. Already, everybody, they need road tax, they come to you. And then they compare 5 companies finally, and yours still not the cheapest, they still go elsewhere. You know, I'm not saying that you stop doing motor. Motor, you take it as a starter. Like you go for a buffet lunch. Some you go for a dessert, maybe you go for a bit of salad and everything. But you're not going to stop there. That as a starter. Then after you go for the main course. So motor, you don't over depending on motor. Motor, you take it as if your client has motor come to you as a starter, but go for the non-motor. It's true. I think today's a lot of car owners, they ask you for quotation, they compare, finally you still don't pass with you. They say, oh, another company is cheaper. So you are wasting your time sometimes. Do I answer your question?
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Go for non-motor. BI especially, when everybody is not selling, you're one of the few in the market. I tell you. Okay. Any other questions?
How, Mr. Peter?
Yes.
How do I convince my client who is not so happy with me due to a claim which was rejected by the company?
Oh, okay.
At the time when the claimer was rejected, he immediately said, I wanted to terminate that policy, even though the renewal was done about a month from the date of expiry. A month from the date of expiry, 1 month apart lah. Is it like date due was November 2022, December everything issued. The person said because of the claim which was rejected, I think I need to terminate the policy. But eventually he still kept the policy until today lah.
Okay, good.
Maybe this year he will be terminating the thing.
Okay, good. Of course, we have to sometimes put ourselves into the shoes of your customer. When your claim is being rejected, of course, you feel very frustrated. But you have to find out what was the reason for being rejected. Has it been fair or unfair? Or was it rejected just like the case of the burger alarm, where the fault actually is with you in the sense that they rejected because non-compliance of the burger alarm system, and actually to think it over, it was your fault that you never highlight to your client, for example. So you have to find out what was the reason for being rejected. I'm sure the claims department, they don't simply reject because they know you people can complain to PIAM, can complain to Bank Negara. So it must be foolproof. The reject must be foolproof. A claims department won't simply reject. You see? So their reject must be certain valid ground. So of course you study what was the reason of being rejected. And first you have to satisfy yourself. I think the claims department has been fair. It's not that they try to become nasty. It's just that, you see, you must understand a claims department cannot approve a claim which is not claimable. You lose a job, you know. Just because you see, friend, I pay your claim. After the file, yes, your client happy, you're happy, but that file is subject to audit. One day, auditor pull out this file. Wow, your claim manager very smart. This claim actually not supposed to be payable, you pay. How about going to your pocket? You lose your job now. So you cannot blame the claims department. They're just doing their job. Payable, even 1 million, they'll pay. If not payable, 100,000 also, they cannot pay. But first, you have to see what was the reason for being rejected. You have to understand it. And then if let's say, if the reason is that your client maybe overlooked certain thing, or maybe the peril is uncovered peril, so your client cannot be angry. Your client just take this as a bitter lesson, and in future make sure that all the perils are covered. You explain to your client, because your client, you go to another company, next company, you treat him the same way. You have to explain talk to him in a nice manner. Of course, we can understand it's a frustration. Do I answer your question?
Okay. What if a person bought a burglary insurance, but there was no alarm in stock? some people, they bought burglary insurance just in case that if something was stolen, they found that, oh, they were covered. But there is no specific compilation or force from the company saying that an alarm must be installed there at the business premises.
It's okay. You see, if certain trade, let's say for instance, maybe your premises is maybe keeping those bulky thing like they say cement as compared to electrical item. So cement is heavy and bulky, and the underwriter and also so far claim experience has been good. Underwriter say, okay lah, even without burglar alarm, I'm prepared to accept. Then you have no issue. There was no burglar alarm system imposed in the policy. Then that doesn't happen. It's okay. In the first place, the underwriter doesn't require alarm to be there. So even without alarm, if the underwriter accept it, there's no issue. But here the issue is when, let's say, okay, the underwriter say, I accept your risk on the basis that you must have an alarm, and then your alarm must be maintained in efficient working order at all times. That is only when you have problem. Do I answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, Peter.
Yes.
I got a friend asking me about their building. Let's say the person he bought a hotel, like 15th floor. So the value is whole building is 20 million.
Okay.
So he asked me before how gonna to calculate their value of fire insurance.
Sorry, you are talking about say in the premises, and his your client is on the on one floor lah.
No. He bought the whole building. So
bought the whole building. Okay.
The whole building is 20 million.
Okay.
So it's including the land also lah.
Okay.
So he asked me before how gonna to calculate their fire insurance cover for their building.
Okay.
So because certain area got certain value lah.
Yes. Okay. Good. Here to come to the sum insured. Let me see. Okay. To explain to you on this one, you see, when you buy a building, let's say whether it's a 10-story or 15-story building, you buy a building, and of course, you have the foundation. Assuming, let's say you buy this thing for 10 million, you don't need to insure 10 million. 10 million, of course, it depends on where. You buy in Penang, will be expensive. You buy it in maybe outskirt, it'll be cheaper because of land value. But what you buy is not what you need to insure. You only need to insure the building structure. You need to be, if let's say, okay, if 10 million means the building structure, the cost to reconstruct, let's say if it's 7 million, and then the land is say 3 million. So you need only to insure 7 million plus, of course, your renovation lah. You won't ship in an empty building in there. Your renovation. Let's say your renovation is 1 million, then you need to insure in this case is 8 million. All right. The land you don't need to insure.
Okay, because the owner also don't know their how the sum assured of the land value. So I just asked him to find a valuator to value their building and their renovation this thing lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what?
So,
what you can do is, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Because sometimes it takes so long because you find a valuator to value their building and the renovation prices.
So another way is you get a reputable, experienced contractor. Say, okay, if this building burned down lah, how much it costs you to reconstruct this building? So that reconstruction cost would be, let's say a reputable, experienced contractor would charge. He most likely say, okay, I need 7 million to reconstruct this building. You know, And plus, okay, the renovation, which is okay, assuming a renovation 1 million, then I need 8 million. So that is another way. You don't need to find out what is the land value.
Okay.
Whether
Okay,
this is to be constructed in Penang or in Bukit Mertajam or Kulim, is still the same reconstruction cost. Forget about the land value. You get me? Another way lah.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, right. Okay, we already 12 plus 5. Okay, maybe the last question, if anybody has. Okay. Okay, good. Thank you for the participation. I'm glad you all stay patiently up to now. I hope you all have learned something that's most important. Okay. I hope you learned something and put into practice.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Peter, and thank you very much, everyone who have stayed from the beginning until the end of the session. I noticed that in the chat room, a few of our agents requested for the con loss training, the business interruption. For your information, basically every year we've been conducting these classes on BI and con loss. For this year, I think we would look into this as well. But then again, for every topic that we would like to conduct or to present, we must get an approval from our bosses and our CEO as well, because it involves cost. So for me to justify to the management, I would really appreciate if we can fill up our assessment form. Together with the assessment form, the second part, we have the training needs analysis. So what are the training that you require in future? Kindly fill up the form so that I would have a solid justification and basis to present to my boss, in order for us to get the budget for this particular training session. All right. So with that, thank you very much
Fatah,
again. Yes.
Fatah, Andrew here. Okay, I think con loss and property is in a pipeline. Okay, we're going to schedule it. Liability is also one of them, and as well as I think is engineering.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, so we have this in pipeline. So
right.
just stay tuned to the updates. Okay.
Very good. Very good.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So apart from, still I would really appreciate if we can fill up in the training needs analysis, because we need to justify to our internal audit as well, for all the courses that we've been conducting, all this while. All right. So with that, thank you very much, Mr. Peter and boss.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andrew.
Thank you.
Mr.
Thank you
Peter, I
very much,
see you.
Fatah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew, and thank you, Fatah.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for the
Fatah,
participants. Yes.
afternoon.
Yes,
I
boss.
won't be able to join because I got some urgent matters to attend to.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
So
boss.
I leave it to you and Mr. Peter. I believe both of you can handle it.
In good
Really
hands.
appreciate
In
it.
good hands.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank
Thank
you.
you, boss. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Right.
Bye.
So, Mr. Peter, I see you later at 1:45, yeah?
Okay. Sure. Sure. Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye.
Thank you.